Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody. Welcome back to your pre-market live stream today. So, we'll touch on all the popular stocks. For those that always tune in, you guys know the deal. So, one thing we're definitely going to focus on today is going to be the stock NURO. The average, our AVOL scanner is saying it's a momentum mover today. Of course, I mean, you can see how big it moved yesterday, hit a high of 14, moved from like $3 or $4. Yesterday, we started trading NURO down here. Then by the time we finished trading, it was already moving this way. But anyways, so do believe this can be a multi-day runner. It had a very strong move. We've broken out of all the long-term deviations, so we are overbought. In this instance, you're pretty much just watching and trading based off of momentum and price action. So for now, we're going to be watching NURO long bias. It is overbought. You have a high risk of losing your money if you continue to hold NURO at prices of $12.89 or anywhere above the prices of $8.50s. So with that being said, we're going to be watching NURO on the long side today, but you do have to be careful because, again, it's extremely overbought. So once it crashes, you're going to get smoked. Ideally, if this is really going to break out and move a lot higher, it's got to go through the high of 1412, which would be the after hours high. Since we're so far above a lot of levels, there's really not a whole lot I can tell you other than you're just watching intraday momentum, 5-minute charts, 1-minute charts, price actions, and candlesticks for the most part. All right, now we're going to move on over to AMC. So AMC posted a video last night suggesting a price target of $47, $48. In other words, it would be from like here to here-ish. So this was what we had recommended on last night's video as being the recommended selling target. As the market gets into these prices, that's where you'd want to be selling AMC for now. It only got up to 45 this morning pre-market, which is $2 off the price target, $2 to $3. So don't really know why it did that or why it's particularly stopping here. So there's something I clearly don't understand as to what's happening this morning. It could very well be it just doesn't want to go to 48 to 49, and that's the way I'm kind of feeling, is that we got close and maybe it really doesn't want to go to 47, 48. And if that's the case and it doesn't actually want to go there, then we're going to be going down to this price today. So real quick, let me add this here. So if my first analysis from last night is wrong, which it appears to be, which is that we're going to go to 47 to 48 and then hit resistance. If that's incorrect, which again so far it looks to be, then I'm expecting the AMC market to sell down to 39 basically $40 to $39. So let's take a look here at the longer term chart. So ideally, what we had suggested yesterday is you were long bias AMC to this green arrow. So really yesterday we recommended you were supposed to watch AMC long to this point. All right, we didn't think it was going to break through the white line. That's why we only gave a price target of like 39 yesterday. Once we broke the white line, I'm like, well, we don't really have long-term resistance until we get up to this pink box. So I figured we had legitimately broken out the white line and we were supposed to trend to the next trending resistance points. We didn't do that, at least we haven't so far. And you can see the market's pulling back. Now, in this instance, the market for me doesn't have trending support down until this little, that green box, which is like the $39 price target. Let me make another one and make it bigger. So the pink for me is really true resistance and the green for me is really true support. So, that's what I was trying to explain, is that if in fact that my original analysis from last night is wrong on AMC, then I could see us swinging all the way down to the next support level, which is really around 39. So I don't see myself buying AMC long bias today unless it sells all the way down into this price zone and I trade for a reversal bounce on the day. Or unless the market opens, it doesn't sell down to the green box and it has to create some sort of bullish price action formation that would convince me that it's going to continue back up to the red. So that's what I'm saying is, we still could go to the red, but something magical has to happen on the intraday chart today that keeps it bullish as opposed to dropping it to the next support. So basically there has to be some sort of magical buyers that somehow support the market, or short sellers happen to squeeze themselves out at the open and rip us to 40. So that being said, that is today's analysis on AMC, ladies and gentlemen. So thoughts, Bitcoin going over 30K this morning. This isn't something I mentioned in the video just because I didn't really care to, because I wanted to make it quick and not be like, oh, but you can, we were still on support. You can see that half deviation. So it's not something I mentioned in yesterday's video. I could have, but realistically, we are on support for Bitcoin here down at the half deviation. So realistically, we were still on a half deviation trending support. But over the course of, the longer term picture, and for those of you that tune in every morning, you guys are going to know more than those that just periodically watch the video. So someone who watched my video last night on Bitcoin will forever think that my price target is 22,000 to 19,000, when in reality, my price target is really just 2 deviations, and 2 deviations can consistently move and change. So realistically, for now, the price target is to the green. So whatever price the green is at, that's my price target. So then if 3 weeks from now, Bitcoin doesn't drop, but the green line's now at 26,000, then the price target's 26,000. So the price target's going to continuously change. But for now, the price that those green lines are located at is like 22,500-ish to 19,000. So until those levels change, that's the price target for me. And right now you can see we're still on the half deviation price. So that's kind of why we're bouncing off this move. And I would believe that the reason it's such an aggressive bounce is because the move in relation to price in pattern formation looks bearish. Most of the people viewing this chart here on Bitcoin are probably thinking, oh, like descending wedge, bearish pattern, when we break this support, it's going to crash. So the fact that it didn't break, those are probably some people that were bearish maybe Bitcoin, and some short sellers might be getting taken out of that. You can short Bitcoin. So I imagine there's some people that are buying the bounce, maybe some people betting bearish that are getting taken out of the move because they're trying to get the pattern formation to break down. In reality is, if you were shorting it yesterday, let's say if you were shorting Bitcoin yesterday, you were theoretically shorting it right on support. So you being the seller, you had to be the one to break support against the buyers. As opposed to shorting up here, you'd really be shorting into the downtrend, trying to get back to support. So you just really didn't break support yesterday is really the way I see Bitcoin for the time being. But that's also a good hold. Something else I'm watching too is the daily chart. Or is it the daily chart or the 4-hour chart? I think it's the daily chart. So I am watching this daily chart because there is a bullish divergence that's happening. So we do need some negative selling pressure to reverse that sort of bullish divergence. That could be an early signal that this is a bottom. But like I said, I think Bitcoin was going to try to tag -2 deviations before bouncing. I don't necessarily think he's planning on buying any more Bitcoin. He might. I can't say he won't after the price is correct, and I'm sure he's probably thought about it, but I haven't had the discussion with him of whether or not he would. So, yeah, no thoughts. Nothing regarding that yet. All right, so we're going to pop on over. We're going to take a look at, someone just mentioned CEMI. So CEMI is a candidate that we are watching today. I think it got some news regarding COVID-19 and like a $28 million order for antigen tests, if I'm pronouncing that right. I could be wrong about that. So they got a big purchase order for some of their antigen tests. So, okay, Connor, get it together. All right. Let's see. You have to do this. So we're gonna delete all this on my chart. We're gonna go back through it a second here. So we're gonna go to the daily chart. The daily chart is kind of We're going to start in the 4-hour chart. So we look at the 4-hour chart. All right. Go to the 4-hour chart. You have this orange line, basically where the price is at currently. You have a half deviation price here. Oh, I can already see this analysis taking a long time. I'm sorry. What time is it? 8:40. We're doing all right. All right, we got to do this one. We can leave that red. I don't think we'll go down to here, so I'm not even going to talk about that one. Maybe here. We'll see. But why would that one be? So that's got to be yellow. Pretty sure. Orange, yellow, same deal. And that one would be yellow too, I guess. Come on. Here we go. And this one would be red. I'm just like putting all these levels just in case, because I hate when I do an analysis and I'm like, oh, I don't really think it's going to do that, so I'm not going to mention the levels, and then it happens and I'm the only one that knows why it did what it did because I never explained it to everyone else. So ideally, the simplest way I could say this is your current resistance of the market that you're trying to get through. And that if you successfully break this little like pink shaded area out, you would then try to target up to probably this level of 580 to 6. And then along the way to the green box, you have these two dotted white line areas here and here, which pretty much is... There's a lot of shit on my chart right now, but so the two dotted white lines are really the midway point from the red to the green. So from the bottom of the red to the bottom of the green, the dotted white line that I'm hovering over would be the halfway mark to in between those. So from the very bottom of the red to the very bottom of the green, the first dotted white line is the halfway marker / distance between the two. The second dotted white line would be the halfway mark from the top of the red zone to the top of the green zone, marking the halfway point. So on a full legitimate breakout today from CEMI, the market should move a total of 1 deviations, which would be into the green. And if that happens, the green will typically be a good selling point. The green is $6 to $5.70. The resistance zone right now that you need to break is 427 to 480. I mean, you will notice once we got up here, we sold down, then we hesitated, we broke back above, then we came back below, hesitate, dip, come back up, hesitate. So you know where the resistance is at, you know where the top of the resistance zone is at, you know where the target's at, and then the two dotted white lines in the middle can be areas of hesitation where the stock sees a red candle within its trend. Don't get scared of those half deviations, or do. Sometimes they screw your ass. But anyways, just know that the dotted white lines are periods where you could see some hesitation within the greater move. Okay. Alrighty. Nice. All right. I will talk about QQQ. So QQQ, I don't really have a big analysis to tell you because I just don't. So if you remember from yesterday, I said that I was short the Qs in the morning, looking forward to go bearish out of the gates. We went bearish and then we tagged perfectly on support. And so pretty much into this move in the morning on the Qs, we covered the short and then the market went long. We had mentioned on the Qs that you were supposed to be long bias. Was this Monday? Monday, Tuesday, yeah. So on Sunday night, we posted a video. We said that you'd buy the market here. We were off by like 3 cents. And then the next morning, we said you should be short going into the open. The market moves down into short, touches back to support, and then it bounces. So this was the recommended long. And then we did recommend a short to start the day yesterday. Today, I feel like the market's going to try a bearish start. I don't really think we're going to have a big day. I could be wrong about that. So let me just kind of give you why I'm confused. So this is a moment where I don't have a game plan for the market. This is a time where I'm literally just watching. I don't really care what happens. There's nothing about the way it's positioned that I have entry points or exit points or really anything. So we had recommended that you would dip by the mean the other day. You can see the white line, and then we bounce. So we've bounced back up to the 9-day moving average. And so I do believe that the markets are going to try to do a bearish move to bring the market back down and maybe continue the downtrend. So I'm going for slightly bearish to maybe an inside day. If I'm really wrong and somehow this market gets extremely extremely bearish and really crashes, then you'd expect it goes back down to prices of $353. But I'm not predicting that because that's just that's kind of tough. So pretty much for me, it's just a neutral consolidation day or bearish. I'm not extremely long biased this market right now because we touched support the other day. That was support, okay? That bottom. That's where the dip buy was, okay? We're not on that bottom, right? So this red line is where true support's at. Unless buyers support the market in a random zone, which can very well happen. Again, this is where people bought the market, we've bounced. So unless buyers want to come in and support price action levels and keep the trend going up, so be it. If not, I don't see a low risk zone on a buy until maybe down here for the time being. So I'm just neutral on the market for now, just slightly bearish. Yeah, so we can talk about BBIG. I got chopped up on this one a little bit today. It was a really annoying piece of shit for the most part. Did some longs, did some shorts, but anyways, we gave a price target today. If we could get through this high on BBIG, we gave price target selling zones of 389 to 410. So pretty much I think you might see one more move on BBIG, maybe to the top of the zone to 410, but I really wouldn't be looking for much more than 410. And the reason being is because this is a bounce, and the bounce has almost come back to the mean. Okay, if we look at this chart, you see the white line. So again, the market came down to -1 deviation trend, bounce back all the way up. And so we've almost retraced on this bounce back to the long-term statistical mean. If you break the mean, it can be a big move, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just not, based on the way BBIG moves. I mean, we had one big blast off here, then we spiked, then we crashed, then we kind of spiked, then we're back down, and then we roll, and then we kind of up, and then we're down, and then we're up. So basically, we haven't really seen BBIG in the past do significantly big breakouts as opposed to this one time here. Aside from that, it hasn't really had anything too crazy. So I'm not thinking we're going to break the mean today, but my at-most price target for the day is 406. In the event that I'm wrong and it goes through the price of 406, 410-ish, it would most likely occur after hitting resistance at that price. You would most likely see the price of BBIG increase to a value of 406. Then you would see sellers hammer the price back down. And if in the event the buyers on the market for BBIG are strong enough to outweigh or beat the sellers that enter the market at 406, only then will you be able to continue forcing a long move, which would be a break of the mean. Thumbs up. So 410, 406, max price BBIG for me right now. Feels like a low floater kind of day. Really? CCMI, I'll take a peek really quick. We already went over NURO. Again, NURO is, we'll touch on it really quickly. NURO is something that you're just basically trading momentum off of intraday 5-minute and or 1-minute candles. You don't really have price targets on the upside that I can give in relation to long-term charts, just know that my at most price target for the day on Neuro would be like 25. That's as high as I would trade that for the time being. That will continue to go higher if Neuro goes higher. If Neuro starts the day going up, then that price target will then end up going to 30. And then if it goes up more, then it will go to 40 and so on and so forth. But for right now, since I don't have any, I could add long-term levels, but I don't think I'm going to do it because they're not as reliable. But nonetheless, you're pretty much just following Neuro for a multi-day run or staying on the long side of the day, tracking intraday momentum, and that's pretty much just it. See, like yesterday, we could have told you a bunch of levels that you could have traded around. All the levels that you were trading and looking around were right here on Neuro. And look, it went through and broke all of those levels, right? And so, and they've increased today, but anyways, you broke through a lot of long-term levels yesterday, so now there are no long-term levels to go off of. You're pretty much just looking at intraday price action at this point. Actually, this is kind of interesting. This is the first time I've seen this morning. XTNT. Kind of lower price. So yeah, XTNT is currently battling to stay kind of over a support. Yeah, but it probably already hit that too. So XTNT, you're looking for XTNT to gain back control of the prices of 180. So pretty much your long slash break point is right now. It's not up here, okay? That's your resistance point. Your long break point exists at about $1.80 right now. So if the market has the right volume and momentum, you can shift it through $1.80 and maybe squeeze it up to 210. Now, if you can get through 210, that's where a bigger move can happen. So let's say in the event you actually break 210.11 successfully, which is the standard deviation mean, then you could look for a move up to 276. So I'll say for now, the at-most price target you should have for XTNT on the day is 276. Break point is about 185. First resistance on the day will be about 210. 210 can be your next big breakout point if you break the mean, and the price target after that would be 276, which is actually probably slightly wrong because I didn't look at the other time frame. No, that's about it. Also, there's going to be a slight resistance in the midway point, probably around like 242. But anyways. I think somebody asked about FCEL. I'll take a peek really quickly. Yeah, downtrend. I think it might revert back down to the prices of 565 FCEL. DKNG. DKNG just got back. So I think it was didn't we just suggest this as a long move last week? I think we did. We said that you've entered the short-term buy zone, and it dipped through briefly, but we've came back up. So DKNG on the bounce that you're seeing has currently got back up to its short-term resistance target that it was going for. So everybody buying the dip in the green box and buying down here was targeting to go back to here. So they successfully done what they wanted to do on their bounce trade. So let me take a look because it still looks decently strong. Really, the question we're battling now is whether or not it can break that one and target to the next. So ideally, what you're looking for on DKNG right now is you're looking for some sort of signal, any sort of conviction, confirmation that we've successfully broken the 47.25 level to then target up to about 49.30. So ideally, you're on resistance. I feel as if DKNG is going to start with the bearish move because this is the first attempt at resistance. So I think you're going to start with the bearish move to start the day on DKNG. And then you might see it get bought up later in the day and or by tomorrow if in the event the market doesn't blow and it does positive. So at most price target within this current move that you're seeing for DKNG for me is going to be a max price target of $49.30. You're starting the day on resistance, so you'll probably start with a sell-off. Okay, on to the next one. What time is it? 8:55. NRBO. Well, shit, that spiked up yesterday. What a shit bag. What a shitbag. But anyways, our analysis, did our analysis hold true? I mean, almost. So yesterday we had mentioned that NRBO had resistance at like 418, 420 to like 443. You can see we spiked up, hit, pulled back, and then later in the day the market was able to cross it, and that's why you broke out. Again, that was what we told you the resistance was. The market respected that resistance all day. Later in the day it was able to gain enough momentum to break it, and then you squeezed, and then it squeezed up to, I think maybe our at most target we told you was 495. I don't remember saying it, but it's on my chart, and if it's on my chart, there's a reason it's on there. It's because it was a price level. So 495 might have been the at most target we gave you if in the event it actually broke the 440. I didn't think it would break 440, so that was probably what the case was. I didn't think it was going through 440, but we gave you the 495 at most target if in the event it did. You can see it got to there, spiked through quite a bit, then it came back down under. So NRBO it's pretty much done for. Boeing? Hold on. God damn it, I suck. Just so annoying. See, I'm sitting here on this freaking stream and I missed a good potential trader. Look at this. So I just came to MEDS right now. I just saw it on the scanner. I just came to it, okay? Look at this. So this was my analysis from some time ago. I did not put this red box here this morning. This red box is here from the past, okay? The market on MEDS today stopped at, I think, 832. So we're going to put a candle there. We're going to put a level at 832, just in case. Watch what happens when we go back to, I think, the 4-hour chart. Look at that. So my analysis from the past is still holding true. You can see the market spiked up today on MEDS into the red box, and we have started selling down. Specifically, we have spiked back up to the blue line here, which existed at $8. So if I would have saw this when we were trading up at 8, I would have been shorting this top on MEDS. So as the market on MEDS runs up into that red zone to the price, of $8, I would be shorting into this top looking to break it down. That's too bad. That's just too bad. Unfortunate. So, cool. Half standard deviations are not stronger or weaker. No. Or they're not stronger. MEDS, I wouldn't really, oh yeah, you could say the long-term chart's trying to create a pennant here. So yeah, this could be something that, you know, in the future, as long as it holds, in the near term, as long as it holds above 2 deviations and trends back over 3 deviations, then you can see a breakout. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. For breakouts to happen in a situation like this, the market needs to stay consolidating. The market on MEDS would have to stay consolidating near the highs of the previous tops in order to force a breakout. And the reason why is, in this situation, if MEDS stayed trading near the highs of the previous tops, and anybody who's been short biased from the past or anybody who is short biased currently from today will get really, really nervous as the price of MEDS continues to stay consolidating near the highs, causing more nervousness, causing more weak hands, etc., causing a higher likely chance the stock is going to break out above the 3 deviation and the 4 deviation and or the previous highs. If in the event MEDS ends up selling back down below 2 deviations and going down to 1 deviation, which is about 597, then there's going to be a ton of more work the bulls are going to have to do in order to get the price on MEDS all the way back to 3 deviations and convince the short sellers that it's going to squeeze. So with that being said, MEDS did just decrease down to the negative 2 deviation. So you can see it went to the blue and then it sold all the way down to the red, and that's the reason that the candle is currently bouncing in the market on MEDS, right? or well, kind of. So you can see we sold from the blue. Now we're coming down to the red. Hand clap, gotta go. Love you guys. Everybody take care. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to head over to Matt Kors and Trade Trades stream, because I'm sure they're going to be streaming today. And then while you're at it, make sure you post a link to the Boiler Room Trading YouTube channel. That would be much appreciated. That being said, have a good day. Nah, I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that.